How's it going, everybody? Tom Quiet here, live and amplified. I hope you all are having a great day. Well, it's time for another React videos. And today's video is something, if you've been following our YouTube channel over the last week or so, shouldn't be a surprise to you, as we've started doing like little YouTube short live hits. And we've been talking about the resurgence of the Tupac Murder Investigation. And today's video, we are going to react to several different clips that are talking about the reemergence of the investigation. We'll be viewing an Entertainment Tonight clip, kind of building the background of how we got to today. And then we'll talk or look at a local news clip, a local Las Vegas news clip, kind of talking about what's going on currently, and then there is a YouTube clip, kind of how we got here and why the investigation is just now starting to pick up smoke again. What changed essentially over the last 27 years. But let's jump right into it. We've got a whole series of videos. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get this rolling.
All of this is new. I'm 25, you know what I mean?
Tupac Shakur's been gone for more years than he lived to see. But now, 27 years after the rapper's murder, there may be new answers about his death after police searched a home on Monday as part of an ongoing investigation. It all went down miles from the Las Vegas Strip, where in September of 1996, Tupac had just left a boxing match when he was shot four times while at a stoplight.
So wild.
He died 6 days later.
The fact that it's been 27 years.
The house reportedly belongs to a woman believed to be married to a man called Keffe D. He's a former gang member who previously claimed to be connected to the shooting, telling cops his nephew, Orlando Anderson, shot at Pac.
Good heart, everything. He's really a kid when that shit happened, homie.
Orlando died in 1998, just after settling a wrongful death lawsuit brought against him by Tupac's.
Orlando Anderson's kind of the easy scapegoat at this point, because a lot of these guys that were involved in this situation, whether they were on Tupac's side, on the opposing side, these gang members, criminals, if you want to call them that, that they're easily 50, 60 years old. They're not in that life anymore, or I wouldn't imagine they're in that life anymore. So it's easy to just kind of throw a name out there that's no longer living, essentially. And since Orlando Anderson died in 98, to me, he just kind of seems like the easy person to throw this at, and, you know, and then we can just kind of move on with our lives. But that's just my opinion. Let's see where Entertainment Tonight takes us.
Mother.
From 1995 to date, have you ever ridden in a white Cadillac?
No.
Do you know anyone who owns a white Cadillac?
No.
Anderson, an alleged Los Angeles gang member,
really
has vigorously denied any involvement in the murder.
You know.
Now, law enforcement confirmed the search to ET, but had no further comment on their investigation.
What is this?
I'm trying to bring back 1989. I was poor in 1989, you know, I was in jail, so now we out trying to show prosperity and hope in the future.
That's Tupac's final interview with E.T. at the VMAs 3 days before the fatal shooting, which, despite multiple theories over the years, has gone unsolved.
Tupac knew deep down that he was always meant for something great.
Tupac's sister, Sachua, paid tribute to him in June at a Walk of Fame ceremony for the late rapper in Hollywood, soon after the premiere of Dear Mama.
We look at death from the selfish side, like, you know, that guy died, oh, it's so sad. Why is it sad?
FX's docuseries that examined Tupac's life and his enduring legacy.
A lot of people like to say that rap, you know, is a negative, is this and that. But for me to you, rap saves lives.
In LA, we wear chucks, not bellies. That's right. Dressed in locs and khaki suits and ride is what we do. Flossing, but have caution, we collide with other fruit.
I think that young people can kind of take a look at some of the things that have happened in recent years and in recent times in terms of music and conflict and learn from it.
The LA native was 25 years old when he died.
That's so wild. He was so young. Holy crap.
1 year older than Biggie Smalls when he was murdered in March the next year.
The first thought in my mind is just that has to stop, you know? I mean, with Tupac and Biggie, I mean, it's
imagine where hip hop would be if
where
they
are we going?
both weren't
At the
murdered.
worst, he's just somewhere quiet, no nothing. At best, he's an angel, or he's at the next existence, or he's a spirit somewhere, you know. What is so bad about that? It's important that I just put myself 100%, apply myself, and represent, you know, the young black male, whatever I do. More importantly, that than, you know, let's get something real meaty, real political. I really just want to put myself, make myself being political by having my principles, living by my principles, and applying myself to today's society.
Interesting. All right, so that was more kind of building up how we got here, honestly, and like what happened and the outpouring of support and the backlash afterwards. And obviously, I'd be hard pressed to say that hip hop and the rap community would be completely different had neither Biggie Smalls or Tupac been murdered. It's one of the most senseless tragedies to happen to the music industry, in my opinion. So let's move forward to the local Nevada ABC affiliate, or Las Vegas ABC affiliate, as they kind of talk about the current situation as it sits, and we'll start there.
A new development in the death of Tupac Shakur in that murder that happened here in Las Vegas nearly 27 years ago. And thanks so much for joining us live at 5. I'm Trisha Keene.
And I'm Abel Garcia. The investigation has piqued the interest of many over the years. Now Brian Horwath tells us why a house in southern Nevada is being searched in connection with his death.
A search warrant was
I'd really
served
like to
Monday
know
in the city of
why
Henderson
now.
near Wagon Wheel Drive and
What
Interstate
changed?
11 at a home where Metro Police hope to find information related to the unsolved murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. Almost 30 years ago, on September 7th, 1996, Tupac Shakur attended a Mike Tyson fight before hitting the town for a night out on the Strip. But the night turned tragic when a gunman opened fire on the car Shakur was riding in along Las Vegas Boulevard. The car came to a rest near Flamingo Road and Koval Lane. Shakur, who was hit 4 times, survived, but died 6 days later at UMC. The murder case has remained unsolved for nearly 3 decades. Former Metro police officer Chris Carroll was there the night of the shooting.
I looked at him and I said, "Who shot you?" And he looked at me and he was trying to get his breath together, and I thought I was going to actually get some cooperation. So he looked back at me and he said, "F you."
At the time of his death, Shakur was one of the most famous and influential rappers in the
I'm
world. He was
kind
also
of curious if there's like
actor
some
who had
police
starred in
corruption
several
going
films.
on.
Tupac's life and untimely death, he was only 25 years old, have been the subject
Or if
of
there
much
was,
speculation
if it was just
over the
more of
years.
so much
Shakur was a
distrust
death row
in the police
records artist
department
at, the time
at
of
that
his
point,
murder, and is said
that
to have
that's
gotten caught up
what
in an East
was
Coast
going
West
on there.
Coast hip hop rivalry with fellow rapper the Notorious B.I.G. at Bad Boy Records. The Notorious B.I.G. was later gunned down and killed in an eerily similar drive-by shooting in Los Angeles in 1997.
Okay.
For more information on just what investigators were looking for, we're going to have to wait. Metro Police say they're not commenting on what they call an ongoing homicide investigation.
Of course they're not.
Reporting from the city of
Yeah, it's
Henderson
ongoing,
for Channel
of course.
13, I'm Brian Horwath.
Brian, thank you. And I worked on a half-hour special about the high-profile murder of Tupac Shakur right here in Las Vegas with producer Esteban Ramirez. It's called Lost Soul, 25 years since the murder of Tupac Shakur. You can hear more from my interview with the Metro detective first on the scene of the shooting that night. And we take you inside the BMW Tupac was actually shot in that's still up for sale right here in Las Vegas. And you can find that special on our website at ktnv.com.
Interesting. Okay, so obviously that kind of breaks down where we're at right now. And after seeing some of those interviews with the police, the cop that was on the scene, I'm curious if there was some police corruption going on or if Tupac just didn't trust the cops. I'm kind of curious right now. So let's jump into this final clip here. This is from Law and Crime Daily which is a crime YouTube video or YouTube series that go over like crimes and stuff like that and investigations that are currently ongoing. And they have a little bit in here about the Tupac murder. And from what I can read, they kind of go over what sparked the interest or what could have changed. It just from what I've been reading and seeing. So let's jump into this and see what they have to say.
And welcome back to Law and Crime, everybody. It is a mystery that has haunted the music world for years. Who killed rapper Tupac Shakur? Now, Las Vegas police searched a home this week in Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas, allegedly tied to Tupac's murder. Now, I want you to stick with me here because we're going to tie all of this together. So for years, it has been rumored that a man named Orlando Anderson shot Tupac after a fight inside the MGM
I think
Grand.
he's just the easy scapegoat.
The home that the police searched belongs to a woman named Paula Clemens, who's married to a man named Keffe D. Keffe D says he's Orlando Anderson's uncle and that he was part of the fight inside the casino that night in September of 96.
That's no doubt.
Now, Anderson denied that he was the shooter, and he was actually killed in a separate shooting just a couple of years later. Tupac was inside of a black
Not going to say it. I feel like that was kind of a setup, but whatever.
Driving. Police say a white Cadillac with 4 men inside pulled up right beside them at a red light and started shooting. Knight was grazed by either a bullet fragment or
Suge Knight
the
is
car,
the definition
but
of
Tupac
crazy.
Was shot 4 times and
Just
he died
gonna say that
6 days
out
later
loud.
at a hospital. But Tupac's legacy has lived on through the years. Albums released after his death were #1 on the charts, and he was
That's so
inducted into
crazy.
the
Hold
Rock
on,
and
pause
Roll
this
Hall
really
of
quick.
Fame.
That is so wild that a man was so loved that they released music after his death and it still went to #1. Because I remember back in the early 2000s, maybe mid to late 2000s, when they started releasing a lot of the Tupac music that had been unreleased, you know, because he was recording so much or whatever. And that just sparked the rumors that Tupac was still alive because nobody could fathom the fact that he had so much unreleased music that that they were continuing to make albums of him or for him. But anyways, let's go.
2017. In fact, just last month, he got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Cool. That's good.
So, Brian, for police to do this, to swarm the house, it makes me feel like they have something. They're not revealing everything.
They have to have something.
They might feel that there's an arrest coming, no?
Yeah, so a search warrant needs 2 major things, especially for this conversation. Probable cause, that is an officer having some amount of knowledge or some kind of trustworthy source to make them believe that a crime, in this case, did occur. And they need to have particularities. What exactly are they going to find in this home? Documents, a gun, whatever it may be. So they know something, but they're just not releasing all of it.
Okay, pause. So they know something, which makes sense because, like they mentioned before, you need probable cause to get a search warrant. And I guess it makes sense to not release it because you don't want to tip off the person that they're actually targeting. But my real question is, what changed? Or how did they get this information? Or, you know, what's really going on? I feel like there's something else in the underbelly that's going on.
Why right now? Well, I mean, because that's the question. Why would they get it? Now, we talk about the same thing with the Gilgo Beach serial killer. Like, it took so many years. Why now, you think?
Either someone said something that hadn't been said in the past, either eliciting something or going down a different road. I mean, we've always heard that Keffe D has always proclaimed he was inside the car, and a major question would be, why not go after him? So maybe something changed.
But they believe it. You know how many rumors there are about what happened to Tupac? Why they believe this?
Hey,
something.
Maybe someone said something, or the idea is if you squeeze someone hard enough, someone will talk. Because this is what, 1996?
Yeah.
When Tupac died? They're no longer in the rap game. They're no longer in the crime game. They're probably 50 and over.
Yeah.
Maybe they're tired of living by street rules, and now they're finally saying something. Like a detective said something the other day who had retired from the case.
Yeah. Do you think it also has to do with a change in, like, investigative teams?
Hard pause. Was there police corruption? Like, was somebody on somebody's payroll that kind of swept this under the rug, and now that the cops that were on duty at that time have retired and kind of moved on, and now they got this new regime in, and they're starting to investigate a cold case, which would be Tupac's murder investigation. and they're starting to find this stuff that's been quote unquote hidden. So I'd be really curious to see if there's like a police corruption thing that kind of starts to rear its ugly little head here as this investigation kind of moves on.
Gilgo Beach. There was a whole lot of problems when those murders first happened. Now, fast forward, they put a task force together, and a few months later, they started collecting evidence on Rex Heuermann. Is that what you think might happen here?
Yeah, so Gilgo was a little unique in the sense that, and as you know, 'cause we're both New Yorkers, the Suffolk County DA's office had some people get cut, and then they new people came in. This may be new investigators who are not closely tied to keeping their mouths shut. Maybe they're willing to talk more.
I'm fascinated by this. I want to see where it goes.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. And obviously the Tupac Shakur murder investigation, this is still ongoing. There's still a lot of things going on. Things could change from a daily basis. But I thought it would be kind of cool to do a react series, just kind of reacting to how we got to the point where we're at now and what could have changed that would have sparked new interest in this case, especially after 27 years. Because, I mean, they're not going to find hard forensic files. Anything like blood, DNA, any of that stuff is either that it's already in the system and they already have it, or it's been washed away. It's been 27 years. There's no hard forensic files. But anyways, so that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this little react series. Let me know if there's something specific you want me to react to in the future. And in the meantime, please support Live and Amplified, liveandamplified.net. Find our YouTube channel, all our socials, all that fun stuff. And yeah, we will see you all next Sunday.